Today's world is kind of a challenge for young people. I've noticed that so many young people, and maybe it's largely because of social media, but I do believe it's always been there, just really struggle with the idea that they should expect to be successful, meaning have a ton of money, have fame, have fans, right? But what is it really to be successful? What is it that we measure success by? And at this point in my life, I've been successful and I've been poor and I've been happy and I've been unhappy. And some of the times when I've been most successful, I've been the most unhappy. And I don't think that's what people understand about success. They think that success guarantees happiness somehow. And the truth is, in my experience anyway, doing what lights you up is what brings success, because it brings success in your experience. I'm Melody Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor, marriage and family therapist, author, speaker, actor, screenwriter, producer, filmmaker, director. And, I have not been successful in any of those areas in the way that I think these young people refer to it, because by their standards, I should have a number one bestseller, or at least be on the top 10 list. I should have a big house with horses or whatever. And I don't have any of that stuff. None of my roles as a filmmaker, actor, writer have created that kind of external success. And if I were to measure myself by that, I would be an unhappy person. And looking back at my life, the thing that I thought was going to make me happy was going to be having a partnership, a love companion, a life companion. That didn't work out either. But that doesn't mean my life is unhappy. There have been moments of unhappiness and moments of great joy. And that this phase in my life, success means something entirely different to me than it did when I was younger, than it did to these younger people that I meet that believe that the only way to be happy is to be famous and have lots of money. And that breaks my heart for them, because there's not that many of us that will reach that goal. And there's an awful lot of us that can reach a goal of success that is not measured by how many followers you have or how much money you have in a bank. I had a client once who I thought she was a tremendous success in her life, although I'm sure her family didn't necessarily agree, because she spends half of her year on a paradise island and half of her year here earning the income that she needs to be able to support that half a year on the paradise island. What an incredible way to live. She lives a beach bum life for 6 months and loves her life. She dances and, plays music and just lives that ocean life. The other half, she comes back to the States and she earns a living. I think that's brilliant. It's what brings you joy that is success in my book. I mean, it's just like, why have children? Have children because they bring you joy. If they don't bring you joy, don't have them. If doesn't bring you joy, figure out what does. Because it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank if your life isn't joyful. It's funny because for me, my work has to be something that matters to me. And I've had many different careers in my life before I found myself as a counselor. And it was, a lot of that was sales, a lot of it was acting. Um, the things that I meaningful or and where I could be successful was when I was doing something that I connected with emotionally in some way. And that's still true today as I look into my projects that I'm personally developing and that other people are inviting me to be. I want to have an emotional connection with whatever it is that I'm doing, because that's what will light me up. And it's different for all of us, right? What is it that lights you up? What is it that gives you the motivation and the drive to do the things that you need to do, not only to support yourself and your family, but to feel that sense of success? And it isn't, I mean, yeah, it'd be great to have a few $1,000,000 in the bank, because then I could fly around and see my children whenever I want and see the rest of the world whenever I want. That'd be great. But at the same time, I find that my success really comes in the satisfaction that I get from the clients that I work with every day, looking at my children and the lives they've built for themselves, and my opportunities to create art in my life when I sing or when I'm working on a film or writing poetry, whatever it is. That's when I feel successful, when I just have that satisfaction of knowing what I created expressed what I wanted to express, achieved the goal that I wanted to achieve. And yeah, like I said, I'm like everybody else. The money would be great, but it's not why I do what I do. And if money happens to come, that's great. I'm not going to complain, but that's not the goal. For me, success is finding joy in what I'm doing. And I do find joy in what I'm doing. Every client that I connect with, every actor that I get a chance to work with, every script that I get to play with, that all brings me satisfaction to have the opportunity to stretch and create and make a difference in some minor way. Sure, when I leave this planet, which, not going to be that many years from now, when I leave this planet, I just want to leave it with a little more joy just because I was here. And the only way that's going to happen is if I experience myself as being a success. So that's what I wish for you. I'm Melody Brooke. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a marriage and family therapist. I'm an author, speaker. You can find my books on Amazon and Kindle, Apple, and find out more about me at melodybrooke.com. And I have a new website. It's Melody Brooke Films, and you could check that out to learn more about my film work. So thanks for watching, and I'm here every Tuesday, Central Standard Time, as long as I'm not on a set.